He touched the stove, and after the burn, he let it heal a little bit. There's still the scar, but he's like, let me just give it a shot. And I think we all knew last offseason, Brooklyn allowed him to test the waters of free agency, and nobody wanted him, including the Lakers, because they couldn't pay him with Russell Westbrook's contract. So there's a couple of things I want to hit on. We can talk about the Lakers. The Brooklyn Nets are still contenders, and truth be told, they may have gotten better after trading Kyrie Irving. I'm watching Cam Thomas right now. The kid has 45 points against the Los Angeles Clippers.
Come on.
Contenders for what, John?
They're contenders because they raised their floor massively with this trade. You get Dorian Finney-Smith, one of the best 3-and-D wins in the game, and now you get rid of the distraction that really was trying to divide the locker room. You know, Kyrie in some ways was almost sabotaging the culture that Jacques Vaughn's done such a nice job this year rebuilding. You know, it's a team with a elite defense.
He's been great since Jacques Vaughn became the head coach, though. He's been great since he became the head coach.
Well, exactly. Jacques Vaughn's been doing this in spite of Kyrie being out of the lineup at first, and then the last couple of weeks, this would have sent the Nets season into a absolute tailspin. So now you get rid of Kyrie, and you replace him. You replace him with a bigger guard that's not as much of a ball stopper, is better defensively, can switch some, and then you add in Dorian Finney-Smith into their switching style scheme. DFS is a perfect fit here. Now he's regressed a little bit, and you don't know what these wings when the athleticism starts to wane and the shots start to fall less and less when they just become a bench player. But for now, DFS is a good starting player. Nick Claxton is a really good center. And now off the bench, you have all of this shooting. I think there's a real case if they go out and make a move like Fred VanVleet. They give up 2 first-round picks, whether it's Philadelphia's they got in the Ben Simmons trade in 2027 or that Dallas Mavericks 2029 pick. Fred VanVleet would be perfect for this team. Shooting, versatile defense at the point guard spot, and he moves the ball well. He can play within the flow, and we've seen him in the postseason. So the net ceiling definitely did drop with moving Kyrie, but the floor raised, no doubt about it. And now you have Cam Thomas, a second-year guard who, quite frankly, we've known for a while this kid's a bucket getter, getting his opportunity, and he's about to have 50 points at home.
What?
Yeah, are you watching this game, my friend? He's got 47,
last time I checked
3. And you guys are sitting up, you're like, nah, he's not Kyrie Irving. Cam Thomas is Kyrie without all of the other nonsense.
John
Cam
tweeted.
Thomas.
Stand by your tweet, by the way, John. Because
Which tweet I had?
This one popped up on my notifications while we were recording, and I was gonna comment on it just to make you laugh. But John really said, okay, Cam Thomas is better than Kyrie.
Cam Thomas is available.
Okay. What?
Yeah. I just wanted to put
2 games, bro.
I just wanted to put that out.
He did this in the football. He did this in the football season. Freaking
Didn't Kyrie have 2? Didn't Kyrie have 44, 36, 40, and 44 just this past week?
So I said that partially in jest, Justin, but how often do we see a guard get an opportunity like this and capitalize so much on opportunity? Cam Thomas, I've compared him to a more thick Jordan Clarkson, but at this point, dude, he may be more thick Michael Jordan. The kid is so confident, and the jump shot, it looks a little bit weird in some ways, but he can score from all 3 levels. He's got a good enough handle getting to the rim, and the mid-range area, he has a really strong in-between game. Now, his playmaking is something that, you know, it needs to be refined, and he can't make advanced level reads. Defensively, he's undersized, but what the Nets needed, Justin, was this reliable secondary scorer. Cam Thomas was on the pine all season long, mugging people like this, and now the kid who was already a league-leading scorer in the SEC, conference-leading scorer, showing the second season, hey, look, I'm one of the best scorers in my draft class, and keep this in mind, too. He's going to be available in the postseason because he's got these fresh legs. He's been hungry for this his entire life. And now in Brooklyn, what they need is exactly what Cam Thomas does so well, which is scoring the rock from all 3 levels.
John, I think you're missing the point on the fact that Brooklyn, you can get out the first round. The second round, you're playing either Dallas, Philly, or Boston. Okay, well, you know what Cam Thomas is doing right now against the theoretical Celtics. Everybody talks about the Clippers, and he's got 50 points almost on them.
All right, can I just let me just say,
you hear what I feel about the Clippers? The Clippers suck to me.
Well, according to you guys, they're a legitimate team with a top 6
they're
seed.
a legitimate team, and it's a regular season game, man.
Yeah.
Kawhi
John,
on the floor,
listen,
PG's on the floor, Zubac's on the floor, Terrence Mann is.
They're not playing the same
Cam
way
Thomas
they'd be
is
playing
nice.
in the playoffs, man. That's a
But I
fact.
think we haven't even addressed the elephant in the room, and that's that there's still rumors about Kevin Durant potentially being on the move too.
Not this season.
There's rumors, but there's also rumors that.
So what contender are you talking about? At this point, I'm sorry, the Brooklyn Nets are no longer contenders.
You are
with Kyrie not on the floor. No, it's not.
Being
reactionary. This is fact.
You might be the one making the headlines in the newspaper.
You're telling me Kevin Durant is looking forward to strapping up his sneakers and going on the court? You think he's
a great job with this trade
to lace him up after that?
He's going to give him a chance this season.
Because you know what? Because going into this year, it was either let go of the GM or let go of the head coach. And now guess what? They got rid of the head coach, and now his best buddy's gone too.
Okay, well, Kyrie was not his best buddy at that point.
Yo, Kevin Durant probably
no.
Just that's as much as Kyrie does.
When KD put in
I'm sick and tired of it.
He didn't tell Kyrie, so Kyrie not telling him about his that doesn't really mean anything to me because they both didn't tell each other when they're about to.
They clearly were not that close at the end of it.
No, they're close, but they understand it's a business. They just do what makes them happy, and they understand that.
Here's the thing: I think we're all forgetting. Kevin Durant requested a trade last year because without him, the Nets could not win games. They are a near 500 team without him this season, with a way better head coach, a way better defensive supporting cast, and offensively a rising star in the second season that has, for back-to-back games, dropped 40-plus points. Do you realize how special that is? This is what Cam Thomas was drafted to be. It's exactly what he did at LSU, and it's exactly what he's doing now in the NBA. He came back from 23 points. You saw Emmitt Sumner and Cam Thomas combined for over 70 points. They clearly have something here in the supporting cast, Justin. I think what you're missing is, while they got rid of Kyrie, the Nets are a better team this year than where they're at last year. Because all of those things I talked about coming into the season, all the things that people doubted, culture, coaching, defense, front court, and then wing depth, they have all of it. They've made really good moves. Sean Marks has done a really masterful job outside of some of the big-time misses, trading for Harden, turning him into Ben Simmons. But given all that came with Kyrie, all the baggage, I think the Nets have maneuvered into a better position than where they're at. This Nets team, with Kevin Durant playing as well as he was before the MCL injury, this may be a better roster than what they had in 2021 when Kyrie and James Harden were in a lineup.
You're putting a lot of pressure on the shoulders of a second-year player in Cam Thomas. Yeah. You're putting a lot of pressure on him.
Right now, he's got a lot of pressure on him, and he's pressure makes diamonds. It looks like an absolute gem. That's what he looks like.
One game.
2 games.
If you go into a series,
and actually, it's not 2 games because before these 2 games, he was playing very well. He's an efficient bucket getter. I
don't want to use this to knock Cam Thomas because that's not what I'm doing. But I'm saying straight up, you're putting a lot of pressure on a guy that is averaging 8 points a game Michael Jordan.
Oh, don't do the point per game averages.
I'm just saying. Yes, he's lighting up the scoreboard now.
Okay, look.
Butler averaged 8 points in the last starting spot. What are we doing?
This is a guy that's not averaging 30 minutes a game. He's not even averaging 28 minutes a game. So now that he's finally going to get these minutes, now we'll see what he's really up to on a consistent basis. So seeing him play 14 minutes a game doesn't mean much to me. You're putting too much pressure on the guy.
He just missed.
You really think that he's going to go out there and be the second coming of Kyrie? It doesn't work that way.
Well, he called him Michael Jordan.
And then he missed 2 shots back to back, which would have been look.
I love you, John,
right now,
but
Cam on average,
as Brandon would say,
I can
rose-colored glasses.
Yeah, I'm seeing Cam put up 15 to 18 consistently. That's cool. But if you're going to any playoff series against any of the top 3 teams in the Eastern Conference with Cam Thomas as your second best scorer, you are getting run out of that.
But he may not be. They have Spencer Dinwiddie coming in.
And guess what?
Spencer Dinwiddie is a great fit for this team.
John, I just want to let you know, first off, they better be better than what they were last year because, like Romain said, they got swept in the first round. So, actually, it's not asking a lot to be better than what they were last year. All they got to do is win 1 game in the freaking playoffs, and they did better than what they did last year.
They almost took a team that went to the finals to 6-7 games.
How many years ago was that?
It was 10 months ago.
You said 6 or 7 games. They got swept in 4. Are you talking Boston?
Yeah, that was a close series.
They got swept.
I think if Jason Tatum doesn't make that game winner in game 1, that could have been a 7.
Yeah, and if my sister had a twig and 2 berries, she'd be my brother, but she's not.
Boston?
But Okay.
So I mean, what are we talking here?
I know those games are close. They got decided by 2-3. They got decided by 2-3 a lot. No, they still got. Doesn't matter. It could be. You can lose a series by 1 point in total. I don't care. You still got bounced out.
They lost those games because they didn't have the defensive versility.
Also,
and now
John,
they have that to
John,
win.
guess what?
Oh, so now Cam Thomas is your defensive versatility?
John.
Excuse me. Nicholas Claxton is an all-league defender.
John.
He's been one of the best switch defenders in the league. He's been a better switch defender than Bam Adebayo. And guess what? He's averaging 3 blocks a game.
Okay. We're not doing
Dorian Finney-Smith, O'Neal, Utah Watanabe making 50% of his threes and playing good team defense. And along with all of that, you have Spencer Dinwiddie, who this year has averaged 18 points per game, showing he can play off of a star at a high level. And I haven't even mentioned Ben Simmons, the wild card that all of you talked about.
The guy that you were trashing and said forgot how to play basketball.
He's literally forgotten how to play basketball. But now that you have Cam Thomas breaking out, you don't need, clearly, Ben Simmons. You have Edmund Sumner, who for back-to-back games has had 20-plus points. And I haven't even mentioned Joe Harris. That's another good player coming off of a fully reconstructed knee.
Quick question. This game you were just hyping them up about, what was the outcome?
They lost.
No, they lost
3 starters, and they're missing 3 starters, over 60% of their team, and you're coming with take. Oh, they almost beat the
right, or is it this one? Which one is it? Is it the right or left? They took it out.
We're overlooking the process. That was a great game.
I'm not saying I'm not here, and like Justin, I'm not here to crap on Cam Thomas. Like I've said in our previous talks, John, I've heard a lot about Cam Thomas from people's opinions I respect in the basketball space. Okay, I'm rooting for Cam Thomas. I think he can be a very good player. Putting him up in that category of Kyrie and MJ, you're losing your goddamn mind. It's just
clearly
wrong and unnecessary. It's wrong and unnecessary. It's wrong and unnecessary, and you don't put that type of pressure on a young kid like that. All right, but you gotta look at all the facts here, man. Gotta look at all the facts. KD's coming off injury. What if he gets injured again?
What if he stays healthy? It's the top 3 player.
Can go. What if he stays healthy? And I'd probably say they're going to get bounced in the first round. I think they're getting bounced in the first round.
No. This Brooklyn Nets team, they have a chance to. No, they're taking any team that if they have a chance in the first, they can definitely win a first round series. But I'm definitely saying
you're acting like you're doing the second best player in the East.
Wait, huh? Who's the second best player? Where?
Kevin Durant in Brooklyn.
Okay, yeah.
All-league defender. 30-point per game score. Nobody is more efficient.
I want what you're.
Why are you overreacting? Crazy. Nobody can match
those goals. Okay, listen. Those block numbers are cool.
It's not about block numbers. It's about the impact he plays.
I know, but it's the same problem. It's the same problem I had when people said that about him in Golden State. When he's next to a great defensive big like an Claxton or Draymond Green, he looks a lot better than he actually is. KD is not an all-world defender. He's above average at best.
Yeah, which is pretty damn good for his height and the position. That's pretty good.
But I'm just saying, like, he's not this all-league defender that people want to make him out to be.
Can he block a shot here and there when he really wants to? 100%. He's 7 feet freaking tall. Got a 7 foot.
There's a reason why Brooklyn's deep that can switch 1 through 4. And you guys, like, what's going to happen to you? What's going to happen to your opinion when the Nets trade for Fred VanVleet? And now all of a sudden you got
They're actually trying to trade for Siakam. Actually, they're trying to trade for Siakam right now, not Fred VanVleet.
They're trying to trade Nicky. But John, guess what? If any other move happens, my opinion will stay the same. Since the first day Kyrie and KD stayed on, my opinion was right. Again, the Nets are not winning a championship. Sorry, burst your bubble.
I think this might be the last year of Kevin Durant in a Nets uniform.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
I'm not saying that. Unless he sits out next year, it's not his last year. Brooklyn has way too much leverage.
Also, what a failure Brooklyn has been.
But you know what? I'm happy you said that, Brandon, when you mentioned failures, because when we talk about, super teams that come together, this is probably the biggest failure in history.
It makes me feel so much better every single time.
And like you could go, and I'm saying Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, coming to the Nets, fail.
Kobe,
D12,
Nash,
D12, Nash. And Kobe, Pau Gasol, Ron Artest. This is so much worse because you're getting all these players in,
relatively in their prime.
Relatively in their prime where they could still put up MVP caliber numbers. This is a massive failure. But what's one thing I'll say? As much as I clown the Nets and I rooted for their failure time and time again, I would do the same thing over and over again.
Yeah,
you put your team and you put your franchise.
I wouldn't do the James Harden.
I mean, I would honestly, I would do it all for the simple fact that you're reassuring your fan base that you're all about it and you're willing to go all in, which is why I kind of love this move by Dallas too, because you're showing them, yo, I'm gonna do anything in my power to support Luka. And I think the Nets would do this trade over and over and over again for the simple fact that it put them in contention, and people are talking about them. They were contending for a for an NBA Finals trophy, and while they didn't get there, like I said, utter failure. I don't think any of us would disagree. Miami, as a Miami fan for Brandon and Romaine, I'm sure you guys would love if your team put all chips on the table to go out there and win a finals, and myself included when it comes to the Knicks.
You mean like going to get Donovan Mitchell?
And you made a great point, Justin. I mean, they didn't even trade for Kevin Durant. They got the sound top 15, top 20 player of all time with cap space. And the big deterrent was that you're going to take on his crazy friend, who's also.
Brooklyn, we've made it.
No, you signed KD, and then you got to extend him 4 years. That's crazy.